did this, my father did that. You know, biologically, you can be a father, but it takes somebody special to be a daddy. That's what I think. My mother was well educated. She had an 8th grade education. She could read and write. And she always made us promise her that we would finish high school, because to her that was the epitome of education. If you can finish high school, boy. But growing up, it was interesting. I could never say we were poor, because the first time I asked my mother, why are we so poor? She gave me a lesson. We're not poor. We're just broke. We're not poor. We have no money, but we're not poor. Okay. Broke is temporary, she says. Poor is a state of mind. Yeah. If you think you're poor, you'll be poor all your life. So it's what you think of and how you think of yourself that's really important. So we moved around all over the place. Moved 21 times between when I was born and when I left home at 16. And we never lived in a house that had electricity. So they were always dumps that were falling down. But I always had big dreams. When we would go to bed at night, the bed that we slept on was the sage grass that we cut out in the field and we stuffed into a bag, and that was our mattress. And it'd stick your neck, but I would turn on a dream that it was a big fluffy pillow. And so I escaped reality that way. And when I was little, I used to have to plow in the field, and I could just barely reach the handles of the plow. And I remember I was plowing one day, and I stopped and I sat down, and my dad came along, and he saw me sitting out there, and instead of coming out there and yanking me up and kicking my butt, he said, "What's happening?" I said, "I'm not going to do this anymore." He said, "Why?" I said, "Because I'm just tired of doing this. I'm too little." He sat down beside me. He said, "You smell that dirt?" Man, he said, "That's good, rich dirt. We're going to have a good crop here this year. See the worms? That means that it's good nutrition or nitrogen in the soil, you know. So it's going to be good." The first thing I know, I'm out there playing. That's the first con job that was ever pulled on me. But I used to catch myself standing out in the field. Have you ever seen geese flying south? The V formation? Oh, yeah, they're Canadian geese. They're getting the hell out of here. It's too cold up here. I remember I used to stand on the field, and I would sit there and I'd look at them going by and hear them quacking, and I wondered where they were going. I thought, God, I wish I were going with you. I wonder what it's like where you're going. I wonder what it's like where you came from. So the thing that helped me survive childhood was my dreams. When I was 14, I wrote down all these things that I wanted to do in life. One, I was going to be a multimillionaire before I was 35. That was an old person, 35. Anybody here 35? It's amazing when you're 14 what the definition of old is, isn't it? But then I was going to have food. You can tell I took care of that one. A little too much. I was going to have my own clothing because I never had clothes that were mine. I wore clothes that someone else had thrown away. And I was going to have you participate in my dream too. Because one of the things was I was going to travel all over the world and meet wonderful people. And here I am. Meeting you and opening this launch of Canada is like the icing on the cake. Meeting wonderful people in a wonderful country. So